Hey everybody, welcome to today's Lou Live demonstration on inventory. We're going to be talking all things inventory today in Lou. I'm Brandon Mercer. I'm coming to you live here from Evosus HQ. Thank you all for joining. And without further ado, we're going to jump into Lou on the computer here. I'm just going to share my screen, and you guys will follow along with me. Excellent. So everybody should be seeing my screen now. So this is the home screen for Lou. This is on a Chrome browser. Lou will work on any device on a Chrome browser aside from mobile, but if you have a tablet, computer, all you need to do is open up a Chrome browser and log into Lou, and this will work. So it doesn't necessarily matter what device. Here we have all of our tiles. So as you can see here, everything is kind of nice and colorful. It's all logically ordered from left to right. So you have you start off with your customers. Customers are the most important thing to a business. This is where you're going to manage your customer list, add new customers, view specific things about a customer. So moving on, we have estimates. So you're going to create estimates for your customers or quotes. When a customer wants to move forward on one of those estimates, you're going to promote that to either a sales order or a work order. Typically, for most of our clients, that is delineated by whether or not there is labor on the order. So if it's a labor heavy install or something like that, it'll probably be a work order rather than a sales order. Maybe if it's a custom spa and it's being delivered, maybe it's just a sales order, but that can be customized during onboarding. Moving on, once the work is complete, you invoice. On an invoice, you're going to take payment for that. And then we move into inventory, right? So this is what we're talking about today. We have inventory, purchase orders, receiving inventory. And this is a lot of what we're going to be looking at today. So the first thing we're going to do here is jump into the inventory tile. So here is the inventory screen. At the top here, we have our categories. So these are buckets that you can organize and filter your inventory by. So, I have at the very top kind of my company division. So if I'm looking for something pool related, and within pool, I have some more options to further search by: above ground pools, accessories, covers, so on and so forth. So if I go into above ground pools, accessories. So accessories, here are all the items I have kind of in my accessory bucket. If I back out of this and look at hot tub, I can see this is organized again in a very similar way. And this is the way that we organized our business, our demo business here. And these can really be customized according to how your business operates. So there's a lot of flexibility. There isn't one way to do this. We can adjust according to how you need this to look for your business, which is really great thing about Lou. Again, just looking at accessories. Excellent. So moving on, we have a couple of things on the top right here. We have our Pool 360 catalog. So this is our Pool 360 integration. If that happens to be a vendor that you work with, we can create purchase orders and send them electronically to Pool 360 and order directly from Lou. It's due to our integration. Serial numbers. So this will pop up all the serialized items in inventory, and I can create a new SKU from here as well. What I'd like to do is pull up a SKU profile. So if I actually select a SKU, it's going to give me some details here on the right. This is a Weekender 18 round above ground pool. Got our sale price, how we're selling it, sell by the each, and this is a kit SKU type. So we're going to talk a little bit about dynamic kits and static kits. This is a static kit, so this gets created and doesn't change. There are no options to select. This is just you. When you buy this, these are the things that come with it. Let's look at the SKU profile. So I pop into here. This is the SKU profile where I can look at images if I want to. Lou has the great ability to put images with specific inventory items, so I can see a picture if I'm not sure what I'm looking for. There it is. I have other options here like terms and conditions of sale. I can change the SKU type, edit the SKU. This is pretty cool. Within the SKU profile, I can look at active estimates, sales orders, or work orders for that specific SKU. If we pop into edit SKU, I'll get to see a little behind the scenes of what creating a SKU like this looks like. We have our title, description, UPC if necessary. This has the categories that you need to select to get to it. And down here is where you add your kit items. So this has the rails, the bottom rail, the walls, right? Everything that you need for a complete pool. You build that kit, it stays static. When you select it, all these items are added to the order. So let's get out of this. And I'm going to take a look at this again. Round pools. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. So we took a look at the SKU profile. Going down below here, we have some buttons: sales, reserved, estimates, purchase orders, stock adjustments, and transfer stock. So if I pop into sales, this is going to give me a list of all of the sales of this SKU. So right now we haven't sold any, there's nothing there to show, but this is where you would find your sales history. Reserved is going to show if this item is sitting on an estimate, then that is going to show, or I'm sorry, not an estimate, a sales order that's not been invoiced yet. It will show as a reserved item. So it doesn't take it fully out of stock. It puts it in a reserved bucket. The only time it takes it out of stock completely is after it's been invoiced. So kind of a nice management tool there in Lou for your inventory. And then here you're going to be able to see any estimates the SKU is on, the purchase orders that are open for this SKU, and then you can make stock adjustments. So let's take a look at something that we have sold before. Oops. I believe we sales. Well, so we've this is kind of a new business that we've created, just kind of update our demo system. So not a ton of sales in there quite yet, but this would be where you would find those sales and look and see what is on. So let's create something and then we can go back and look at this so we can look at it kind of in real time. So we're going to create an estimate. So for estimates, if I want to create, I just click the plus sign like I just did. We'll create this for Ruby. This will be Vancouver retail store. Going to select your department. This will be customer pickup. They say they want in one of those above ground pools. We're not going to deliver that. They can come pick it up. So let's go ahead and create that. Fantastic. All right. So here is an estimate profile. We have some options here to promote it or void it, or take a deposit. And by promote, I mean move it to a sales order or work order. Here we have information about who created the estimate, what department that it's associated with, tax code, just admin information here. And this is the customer's profile. So we have their residential customer, we have their phone number, email, addresses. This is if there was a 1 here or any sort of number other than 0, that would mean that they have a card on file that we can automatically charge. They've given us permission to do that, and we've stored it in lieu. We do have that functionality. So we're going to go ahead and create the estimate. So remember I was mentioning static kit. So I just hit the plus sign on the kit SKU and boom, it adds all of these things to the order, quick, easy, fast. This is great for something that's not custom. For something that is custom, we'll look at a dynamic kit in a second. So great, we've got this. The customer is going to be coming in and picking this up. So we're going to go ahead and we don't need to worry about a deposit at the moment. We're just going to go ahead and promote this to a sales order. We're going to create this as a sales order because there's no labor associated. Now it's going to move it over to a sales order. You see it automatically changed, sales order. The document looks very similar. All of our documents kind of have a similar layout. And we have new options here to invoice or void, close, take a deposit. And here's the sales order. So that being said, I'm going to go back to the inventory tile. We're going to take a look at this and see. So we moved it past an estimate, so it's not going to show there. Let's take a look at reserved. There it is. So this is our reserved list. This shows that Ruby has one of these reserved on a sales order, and it's not fully out of stock. That'll get taken out of stock once it's invoiced, but this is a great kind of separate bucket just to help you organize your inventory and manage your inventory in your shop. So let's go ahead and go back to the inventory tile. And let's take a look at, oh, there we go. Oh, right. So what we want to do, actually, we want to go back to the sales order. Being that this is a kit, we're going to look up inventory this way for it. Weekender plus. We're going to open back up that sales order. So let's say we created our sales order. Now I want to check stock on this item. I can go to actions, quantity on hand. It's going to pop this up. Okay, great. So I have 35 on hand, 25 on hand. This is good. This is good. Oh, but it looks like I'm out of stock on this. So I could go here and create a purchase order for one right now. See on hand reserve, yeah, nothing there. So let's create a purchase order. So this SKU is associated with Leslie as it automatically pops that up as the vendor. The Vancouver retail store is where we want to send this. We don't need any of that. These are all optional fields, but you can pop things like expected date or confirmed date, notes. Let's just go ahead and create it. Here I'm going to adjust the quantity. Let's actually, I could use the plus sign, or I can just add this in. Each, we want this to go to Vancouver. That's correct. Okay, let's save that. $315. Great. So let's go ahead and place this on order. So for a standard purchase order like this, you can create the PO, place it on order within Lou. What you'll probably want to do is go ahead and hit print, which will give you a digital copy of this, and then send that to your vendor. The Pool 360 option is the vendor that allows you to send it digitally through Lou, but for some of your other vendors we don't integrate with yet, you're going to want to use that print button and send this PO over to them, or fill out their specific PO request if they have a specific format. But we're going to go ahead and place this on order. Yes. All right, so fast forward, we have the truck, it's coming in, the box is here of all of those pieces. I open it up, I look, yep, there's 35. All I have to do is confirm, visually count, we're good, and then click receive SKUs. I want to receive these SKUs, so I click that button there and then hit receive. And it's going to just double check with me. Yep, all looks good. Let's hit receive. I could add an add-on cost if there was any sort of like extra freight or anything like that that was necessary. I'm not going to deal with that at the moment, but great. So we have received that purchase order. Let's go back to the sales order we were working. Open up the order profile. And we're going to go back over here, actions, quantity on hand. Boom. So this is what we were out of. Now it says we have 35 on hand. We have 34 available because one has been requested on this sales order, so it's reserved. So great. Looks like we're all set. We're going to close that out. And then from here, we can go ahead and, the customer comes in, we can invoice. Yes, let's invoice the order. This just promotes it over, same format, but now it says invoice. And I can go ahead and take a payment from here. So if I'm in the shop, I can have them run their card at one of our POS stations like this here. I can take a check, cash, whatever. I could send them a customer statement and have them pay electronically. I could, key in a card. There's a lot of different payment options, which we're not necessarily going to focus on today, but we would collect payment and then move on to the next sale. So I'm going to go home here, and I just want to double check to see if we have any questions before I move on.
Hey, Brandon, Dan here. We do have a question that came in. Can you hear me okay?
Absolutely, I can hear you fabulously.
Okay, excellent. So it's a question about a card on file on a customer account. Maybe you could even pull that up through the customers tab and pull up Ruby and show how to add a card on file.
Yeah.
Super easy. You can use the fictitious, 411111 Visa card and just quickly add a card on file, and then we can take that question.
Fantastic. So I'm going to pop up the customer profile here. click card payments on file. So I'm just going to click the card. Description. This is Ruby's Visa. So I put in the card number, the fictitious card number Dan was just talking about, and it popped it in there on the card. And now it hides it. So for security purposes, we don't have that showing. Let's say this is good till 2026. And then CVV, you pop that in there, and then we would enroll the card. No, it's not a real card number, but you would go ahead and enroll the card, and then that would pop in there. It would save that, and you know, it's would be hidden for security purposes, but it's going to allow you to charge that card for recurring orders, for, you know, regular sales orders or work orders, whatever you and the customer have kind of decided that you're going to take card on files for. This is a great time-saving option for, you know, phone orders, or there's a ton of remote stuff going on these days. So you don't have the person in front of you, they have a card on file. Very great feature here in Lou.
Great. Why don't you move on to what's next? And then there are more questions coming in about POs, but we'll get back to that shortly.
Excellent. Fantastic. Thanks, Dan. All right. So the next thing I wanted to show, we were talking about static kits and dynamic kits. So I'm going to open a dynamic kit SKU, and we'll take a look at that, how that looks in the inventory tab here. So back in the inventory tab, we're going to search for our E500 Endless Pool Swim Spa. And looking here, there's a lot of different options. But here, this little icon indicates a kit SKU, and it says choose your E500 pool and options for a complete kit. This is the kit SKU. We're going to select that. We're going to take a look at the SKU profile. So here again, I could put images in here. The difference between a dynamic kit and a static kit is that this is custom. So it has questions that are asked that go along with this kit. And there are multiple SKU selections for color, covers, steps, however you want to customize this. So in this inventory tab, in the SKU profile, there's a bit more to these dynamic kits, but it allows for a lot of customization and easy on the fly, you know, sales quotes and you know, easy trading for your sales staff. So let me pop into edit SKU. This is, we looked at the static kit. So this is, again, very similar. We have our descriptions category. Down here, these are, again, this was all full with the static kit of the set options for the kit. These here are things that come with every dynamic kit. So they're typically going to be, you know, delivery fees or labor fees, sub panel, right? Need your electrical sub panel. Those are going to come typically with the kit for us. But you don't add all the different options here. Those are determined by those kit questions we just looked at. So just a little behind the scenes look there. We are going to go ahead and put one of these on an order, and then take a look at how we check the stock on the kit. And then we're going to go back into a purchase order so we can take some of those purchase order questions. Oops, that's where I just was. Let's back up and go ahead and create an estimate. Create. This is another way, if you just jump into the tab, you can click the create button, but the quick button is that little plus tab is going to open a brand new estimate automatically. This will be for, say, Bill. Vancouver retail. This will be installation. Great, so we're going to create that. So again, this is an estimate profile, very similar to what we were just looking at, just different customer. It's got all their information here. So we're going to go ahead and add our dynamic kit SKU. And it's going to load up those questions. Boom, here it is. All right, what color E500 are you looking for? We'll do white dark mocha. Next. We will stick with the mocha theme for our cover. Cover lifter. Yeah, I think I do want a cover lifter. We're going to stick with that mocha theme. And the nice thing about this is I can save this kit, my progress on the questions, exit out, and pull it back up at any time in this estimate. So it saves automatically and it's easily pulled back up. You don't lose your progress. We want it, yep. So cover, we'll do on all the match, we'll do mocha, and we'll do the signature steps. And let's take a look at accessories. Yeah, I think I want the aquatic bike. I'm going to be doing a little underwater bike riding. And we will add that. Looks, from what we've been talking to the customer about, looks like we're going to need a crane. And we'll add some, whoops, this is, looks like a single answer only question, but you could set up multiple selection answers. So if I wanted to add multiple things or select multiple things, I can do that. And then we're going to go ahead and click review. This is going to pop up all the answers and just make sure it all looks good. I can select this to see what my answers were. I can come back later if I want, but we're going to go ahead and save this to the order. And there it is. So we've got our custom swim spa added to the order. And now you can see the difference between a static kit and a dynamic kit. So again, actions, quantity on hand. This is going to pop up our inventory for these options that have been selected. On hand, looks like I'm good. I have enough available, but it looks like we're going to kind of run out of stock. If you know, I sell this, we're going to be out of some things. We have some that are on estimates. So, you know, if I actually want to drill down further and see where everything is located, I can do that there through the action menu. It's going to give me real-time inventory location information down to the stock sites. So our 2 stock sites that have stock is the 2 retail stores. And I can even go down to bins if you're using bins to organize specific things and parts, you know, little miscellaneous stuff, or even big things. You can use Lou to track that or add that to your process. If you're not doing that now and you'd like to be more efficient or better organized, maybe issues with losing stock or things going up missing. So great. Sounds like a good idea would be to create a purchase order for some more, maybe order 1 more kit here. Purchase orders. So I don't, oh, endless pools, there we go. This will be Vancouver retail, receiving site will be Vancouver retail. But if you take a look here, I have some other options. You know, I'm tracking stock in my Portland store, which isn't open yet, so I don't have any stock there. and a couple of vans, which I'm getting up and running. So I don't have anything on those, but this will allow me, Lou will allow me to track inventory across all of these locations, my service vans, all my retail stores, my warehouses. We're going to click that, create. Oh, so it looks like anyways, this typically would load all of the items that I need there for the kit, and we would create a purchase order based off of that, just like we did with the endless pools. But anyways, Dan, there was a question about purchase orders you had said, seeing as we're on the topic.
We got a couple questions. Yeah, if you could, we can roll through quickly. If you could go back to the inventory tile, the first question is really about inventory search. So I think you showed how you can search either by category, by using the filters up top, or you can use a text search down below. So the question really is along the lines of, how do I get my inventory in Lou so that it's searchable? And the answer is there's 3 different ways. One is you can add a new SKU here. I think, Brandon, if you can actually go in the upper right corner, you can show sort of the slowest way. There you go, new SKU, and you just add it in manually and enter whether it's an inventory item for a hard good, a kit, a serialized SKU. All those options are there. So this is the slowest way possible, but if you want to add an individual SKU, this is how you do that. The second way would be if you can get it in a spreadsheet, you can upload it into Lou. So if you want to take inventory out of an old system and get it into Lou, spreadsheets are a fast way to do that. And then finally, Brandon touched on integration partners today. So you can see that Pool 360 catalog. SCP and Superior are owned by Pool Corp. And if you have the integration turned on, which costs you nothing additional, it comes with Lou as long as you're on the enterprise plan, then you get these integrations, Carecraft, UAG, Pool 360, they just come along with Lou, and it allows you to get your own specific pricing that you've negotiated with these partners and pull that inventory automatically into Lou, including that description that you see right there on the page. So those are the 3 ways to pull inventory into Lou. We certainly do our best job to automate that and make it fast and easy. And yeah, Brandon, right on. The last question was really around received POs. So I'm not sure how to answer this one. Maybe you do, but it's around purchase orders. And specifically, I'll just read you word for word the question. If we can either answer it now or take it as a follow-up. How will Lou process billed but not received on POs? So the purchase order has been billed, but we have not received the goods yet, is what it looks like.
The purchase order has been billed, but we have not received the goods yet.
Yeah, we can take it as a follow-up. Maybe you could just bounce over to the purchase order area. There is a tile on the homepage for POs. Do a quick overview, and then we'll we can take it as a follow-up. And again, as Brandon said, you have any questions or we didn't answer it completely, just email us at lou@evosus.com.
Exactly. So I will just do kind of a high level. Again, we have our purchase order screen here. So there's a couple of buckets that Lou separates purchase orders. So open POs are ones that have been created. On order is the next step to that. So on order means I have sent the purchase order request into my vendor, and now those items are on order. I have an option to place things on back order if I need to. This here is the waiting list. So this is going to show the customers that are waiting for specific items that are on purchase orders, and then completed purchase orders. So I do know that once you have completed or received a purchase order, there is an entry that gets added to the GL account, as a money's owed kind of, I don't know the specific term for it, but a money's owed kind of entry showing that there was inventory received, and that is going to be money out of the pocket, which can then go to your QuickBooks Online account if we are integrated with QuickBooks Online, or whatever sort of accounting software that you're using that then you would pay your bills and all of the accounts payable things out of that accounting software. So the full accounting does not happen in Lou. We connect to your accounting software, and your accounts payable and billing, as far as paying bills to your vendors, payroll, things of that, still happens much the same way you're doing it now. And so yeah, we'll take that rest of that question as a follow-up. Excellent. So let me go back home here and pop into reports. So let's take a look at a couple reports. Let's take a look at the inventory valuation. So as of today, all stock sites, yeah, we want to look at everything. I could, do this according to vendor if I wanted, but we'll just take a look at everything. And this is going to create a spreadsheet that, evidently I don't have Excel on my computer, but that creates a spreadsheet where I can pop that open and then look at all the inventory and my entire inventory valuation, and it keeps it up to date according to the day that you're selecting you want to run the report up to. So let's go into Lou's reports. All right, we want SKU. SKU quantities by company. And let's view that report. So this tells me kind of a breakdown of the by default in there. Great. So this tells me the kind of SKUs that I have per vendor. So if I want to break down and look at, hey, what do I have from, in my inventory from Leslie's? I've got a round pool, and it's, I have 4 items that fall under that round pool category. From Endless Pools, I have a couple of Endless Pools. These are the actual units in different colors. Shows me what I have on hand. Again, I can see all my inventory information there. So this is just a handy report if you want to dive into and really drill into your inventory according to, sort it by vendor. You can actually sort this several different ways, but I like looking at default vendor. So just a kind of a nice little round out to the inventory information here. So again, this was kind of a high level overview of inventory, purchase orders, receiving purchase orders. If you'd like to go into further detail, we would love to do that with you. Just reach out to us at lou@evosus.com, or if you're working with somebody specifically, reach out to your contact. Before I kind of wrap things up here, I just want to take a look at our quoting tool. This is definitely very helpful for folks that are interested in, hey, how much is this thing going to cost, right? So let's log out. If you go to lou.evosus.com, you will see this screen. And at the bottom right, there's a button that says quote. Pull that up, and you have our two different plan options. So most of the clients that we serve need enterprise. It's our unlimited plan. This is if you have multiple stock sites, like you have 2 retail locations and a warehouse, or a warehouse in 1 retail location, or even 1 location and 3 vans that you want to track inventory. Enterprise is for you. Or if you have maybe more than 10 employees, or something along those lines, a complicated tax situation, this is the plan for you. If you are maybe a single shop, not quite there yet, Pro could be a good option for you. A little cost savings if you have 1 stock site. You only need 1 revenue department for tax and tracking purposes, and under 10 licenses. So Let's take a look at a quote. So this is how we would build a quote. You can add in as many employees here as you want, add 5, add 10. We'll just keep it as it is. We've got the owner, we've got a shop manager, we've got a retail employee, and let's say a service tech and an accountant. So we also have seasonal pricing. If you want to shut licenses off in your slow season, we will allow you to do that. You can dial all the way down to 1 license. We're one of the few software companies out there that will allow you to do that. We understand the seasonal nature of the business. So that is an option. So let's talk about Foundation. The Foundation license is free of charge. It's allows you to do kind of an admin, some operations, things in lieu, but it's really great for somebody who's like an accountant. So we will give them a Foundation license, and they probably don't need these other 2, and that's free for them. So cost savings there. The owner, you're probably going to want to see everything, right? Shop manager probably wants to see everything. The retail person, hey, you know what? They're retail. They probably are doing retail only operations. They're just going to need this retail and Foundation. And the service person, probably they're just strictly doing work orders and out there doing completing tasks. So they only need Foundation and service. All of these integrations down here are free. You can add all of them. Doesn't change anything. Card services is your merchant account, your card processing that comes with Lou because we have the card on file. It's a fully integrated system with the POS and the hardware and all of that. So we provide that for you as well. Application's free, no setup costs, and we will do a side-by-side comparison. 99% of the time, we're able to meet or beat the rates that you may have set up already. So, you can feel free to chat with your contact about that. And then up here at the top, it's going to show you what this cost is. So you have your $4,999 one-time onboarding fee. This is pays for training and getting on board, and the work that we do with you to get Lou set up and ready for your business to use it. Typically takes 6 to 8 weeks. And then the price per month is about $356. That doesn't start until you actually hit the go button and you're using Lou live. So if you wanted to email yourself the quote, you can do that here. Or if you like what you're seeing and you really want to get going, click the sign up now button and I'll take you through the sign up process. Dan, before I hop off, I just want to double check. Any last questions?
That's it for today, Brandon.
All right, excellent. Thanks, Dan. Thanks everybody for joining. I hope that you found this informational and helpful. And again, reach out to us at lou@evosus.com if you have additional questions, or if you're working with someone like myself here in the sales team, just reach out to your contact and we'll be happy to help you out and take you guys to the next level. So thanks a lot. Have a great day.